few things we have to keep in memory. The first one is cracking produces which two products? Yep, you are correct. An alkene and an alkene. Very good. Next thing is, what are the conditions that are needed? The conditions that are needed is high temperature, yes, and also a catalyst of chromium 2 oxide or aluminum oxide. Okay, so the next thing I need you to keep into memory is that, listen, if we start off with 7 carbon atoms and 16 hydrogens, we need to also end with 7 carbon atoms and 16 hydrogens. So that means your alkene and your alkene that's being produced needs to add up to a total of 7 carbon atoms and 16 hydrogens. Why? Who can guess why? Good. The law of conservation of matter, which states that matter cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be converted from one form, which is a long chain unuseful carbon alkane, to useful products such as your alkene and your alkane. Okay? So let's keep that into memory. So now we are all ready to go ahead and draw our alkane. So the example that we just saw drew a 2-carbon alkene, which is your ethene. However, you can draw a 3-carbon alkene, you could draw a 4-carbon alkene. Is totally up to you. I don't want you to feel like you can only draw 2-carbon atoms. Okay, it's just that 2-carbon atoms is just the easiest to draw. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a 3-carbon atom. Okay, alkene. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my carbons. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and automatically I am going to insert my double bond between my first 2 carbon atoms, because I don't want to forget to do that. Then I'm going to go ahead and show the other bonds between the carbon. What is the next thing that we're going to do? The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to insert our hydrogens to make sure that each carbon atom has 4 bonds. So this is 1, 2. So far we have this carbon has 1, 2 bonds. So that means we need how many more hydrogens for it to have 4 bonds? 2. Very good. So I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to give him his 2 hydrogen atom, so that he can have his full number of bonds. The second carbon atom has how many bonds? It has, if you count it, it has 3 bonds. So that means we need how much more? We just need 1 more hydrogen for this guy so that he can have his 4 bonds. This carbon atom here has just one bond. So that means he needs how many more to have 4 bonds? He needs 4 more. Good job, guys. Good job. Pat yourself on the shoulder. You did a very good job. Okay? So this is 1 hydrogen. All right. This is 2 hydrogens. And then last but not least, okay? All right. Now that is it. That's it for our 3 carbon atoms. So the next thing we're going to do is we need to show my alkene. So I have 3 carbon atoms drawn already. So I know that I started off with 7. So if I drew 3 more, if I took 3 out, all right, that leaves me with a sum of 1, 2, 3, 4 more. It leaves me with a sum of, yes, 4 more carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So those I'm going to use to draw my alkene. Okay? So of course I'm going to start again with my 4 carbon atoms and I'm going to draw them bonded together. We know that alkenes have single bonds, so we need to show that. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and insert my hydrogens to make sure that each carbon atom has 4 bonds. So that's what I'm doing now. So my first carbon atom has 1 bond, so I need to give him how many more? Very good. You need to give him 3 more bonds. Good job. So that is what I'm going to do for each of those carbon atoms. Now my second carbon atom has 1, 2 bonds, so that means he needs how much more to have 4 bonds? Very good. He needs 2 more hydrogens. Good job. You're on the roll. You are on the roll, guys. Now the next carbon atom right here has 1, 2 bonds. So again, we continue doing the same thing until each of your carbon atoms has his 4 bonds, okay? So the last one, which is right here, has only 1 carbon atom, so that means you need how many more? You need 3 more. Good job. So you just go ahead and make sure you draw all of the hydrogen so that each of your carbon atom can have his 4 bonds, okay? And that is it. The only thing you need to do